Long before European settlers arrived, the land we now know as Georgia was home to a diverse array of Native American tribes. The Creek and Cherokee people thrived in this fertile region for centuries. These tribes developed complex societies with rich cultural traditions and deep connections to the land. They hunted, fished, and cultivated crops, living in harmony with the natural world. Theirs was a legacy of resilience and adaptation, a story etched into the very fabric of Georgia's landscape. The arrival of Europeans in the 16th century marked a turning point in Georgia's history. Spanish explorers, driven by the allure of gold and glory, were among the first to chart these southeastern shores. They encountered thriving indigenous communities, establishing fleeting settlements and leaving an indelible mark on the region's cultural tapestry. Yet it was the British who would eventually solidify their control over this coveted territory. The story of Georgia's Native American inhabitants is one of both tragedy and perseverance. Despite facing displacement, disease, and cultural disruption, their spirit endured. Their legacy continues to shape Georgia's identity, a reminder of the land's ancient roots and the enduring strength of its first people. Their story is an essential thread in the intricate tapestry of Georgia's past, present, and future. In the 18th century, a new chapter unfolded in Georgia's story, one marked by ambition, idealism, and the complexities of colonial ambition. James Oglethorpe, a British philanthropist, envisioned a colony that would offer a fresh start for the worthy poor of England. Georgia, named for King George II, was established in 1732 as the last of the 13 colonies. It was conceived as a buffer state, a strategic outpost on the southern frontier of British America, protecting the more established colonies from Spanish Florida and potential threats from Native American tribes. Oglethorpe's vision attracted a diverse mix of settlers, English debtors seeking economic redemption, persecuted Protestants from Europe, and Scottish Highlanders renowned for their military prowess. Savannah, founded in 1733, became the colony's first city, a beacon of hope and opportunity on the banks of the Savannah River. Life in early Georgia was fraught with challenges, harsh conditions, conflicts with Native Americans, and the ever-present threat of Spanish incursion. Yet the colonists persevered, their determination fueled by dreams of a better life. The colony's early years were marked by a unique set of laws and regulations. Oglethorpe, a social reformer at heart, initially banned both slavery and hard liquor, believing they would hinder the colony's development and social harmony. However, these restrictions proved unpopular and unsustainable. The lure of profit and the realities of colonial life gradually eroded Oglethorpe's idealistic vision. As tensions escalated between Great Britain and its American colonies in the late 18th century, Georgia found itself swept up in the tide of revolution. Initially hesitant to embrace the call for independence, Georgians were divided in their loyalties. Some remained steadfast in their allegiance to the crown, while others embraced the cause of liberty. Yet, as British control tightened and the flames of rebellion spread, Georgia joined its sister colonies in the fight for freedom. Among the courageous Georgians who answered the call to arms were Button Gwinnett, Lyman Hall, and George Walton, signatories of the Declaration of Independence. Their signatures on that historic document cemented Georgia's commitment to the revolutionary cause. The fight for independence raged across the colony. Savannah fell to British forces in 1778, only to be retaken by American troops the following year in a hard-fought victory. Georgia's strategic location made it a key battleground in the south. The Revolutionary War tested the mettle of Georgia's people, but it also forged a new sense of unity and purpose. As the war drew to a close in 1783, Georgia emerged as a sovereign state, ready to take its place in a fledgling nation. The ideals of liberty, self-determination, and democratic governance, so fiercely fought for, would shape the state's destiny for generations to come. Following the American Revolution, Georgia entered a period of significant growth and transformation, but one deeply intertwined with the institution of slavery. The invention of the cotton gin in 1793 revolutionized cotton production, making it Georgia's most important cash crop. Plantations proliferated across the state, fueled by the forced labor of enslaved Africans. The wealth generated by cotton propelled Georgia's economy and shaped its social order, creating a wealthy planter elite and a system of racial hierarchy that would cast a long shadow over the state's history. As the nation grappled with the issue of slavery in the decades leading up to the Civil War, Georgia remained steadfast in its defense of the institution. The state's economy, social structure, and very identity were deeply entangled with the system of forced labor. When Abraham Lincoln, a staunch opponent of slavery, was elected president in 1860, Georgia joined other southern states in seceding from the Union. The die was cast, and Georgia plunged into the abyss of civil war. The Civil War brought devastation and upheaval to Georgia. The Battle of Atlanta in 1864, a pivotal moment in the war, left the city in ruins. General William T. Sherman's subsequent march to the sea further crippled the state's infrastructure and morale. The war's end in 1865 brought with it the abolition of slavery, but also the daunting challenges of Reconstruction. Georgia, along with the rest of the South, faced the arduous task of rebuilding its economy, reintegrating into the Union, and confronting the legacy of slavery and racial injustice.